Do you feel like you're running your business, or does it all too often feel as though the business is actually running you? Does it feel smooth, calm, consistent and all under control? Or does it very often feel as though you're just constantly running at 1,000,000 miles an hour just to try and keep up with everything, and yet actually you never quite get up straight anyway? This whole idea of feeling a little kind of overwhelmed and feeling like the business is running you is actually incredibly common in business. But there are a couple of really simple things that you can do to kind of pull it back and to switch it round so that you become the person really in control. So that's what I want to share with you this week. So firstly, this feeling of being run by your business very often is driven by a lack of focus. Now, a lack of focus doesn't necessarily mean you don't know what you should be doing or you don't have any priorities. Very often it's the exact opposite. It's the fact that you're trying to focus on about 3 bazillion things all at the same time, and that in itself just causes chaos. Because literally, as human beings, we don't have the mental capacity to cope with all of that stuff going on at once. So it all just starts to feel very out of control. And added to this is the urgency that very often we bring into our own business, where we want to get everything done now. Everything is a top priority, everything is urgent, and everything has got to be done right now. But again, the simple fact is everything can't be done right now. We have a finite capacity. So my advice to you this week is, if you do feel like your business is doing all the running and you're just doing the chasing, is really look to strip things back and focus on one key priority at any one time, and really look to make sure that you finish that thing before you start moving on to the next one. So don't leave lots of loose ends. It's really easy to get 80% of the way through everything and then enthusiastically move on to the next thing and end up with a whole ton of things that are never quite finished. And again, all those loose ends just feel like things are out of control. So focus on one key priority at any one time. Build yourself short-term action plans rather than thinking about the next few months or the next year or the next 3 years or long periods of time, which in themselves can feel overwhelming. So bring your priorities back to right here, right now, and the most important things. And then the other really key thing to think about is looking to constantly build ease and flow into your business. So be looking very regularly at, how could I do this better? How could I do things easier? How could this be done faster? How could somebody else take over some of this donkey work? So all those nitty-gritty bits and pieces that you're constantly doing in business, the things that you do very regularly over and over again. Very often there are faster ways to do them, but when you're in that 1,000,000 miles an hour zone, you don't always have the time to stop, step back and find a faster way. So that's one of my other key pieces of advice here, is make sure you regularly take time to stop and look at what you do and look for faster ways that you can do things, or think about how to get help with some of the parts of your business. And it might be that you do chunks of the tasks, and then the nitty-gritty bits and pieces that isn't really your sweet spot, somebody else, your VA, an assistant, or somebody else can actually do that stuff for you. So 2 big tips for you this week, if you feel like your business is constantly going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, is really take a look at your priorities and your focus. Build your priorities over a longer term than everything needing doing right now, and focus on one task, one key priority until you have it completed, so you get rid of the loose ends. And then think about building ease and bringing flow into your business. So constantly ask yourself, how can I do this easier? How can I make it quicker? How can I build some natural momentum or some rhythm or system or routines around what I do to make the whole thing seem easier? So I hope that's useful for you this week. I would love to hear back from you either by email or in the comments here to tell me what you thought and tell me how you've built ease and flow into your business. And of course, if you think anybody else could benefit from this video, please feel free to share. Thank you.